Yeah, it was a month.
No, sorry.
Individually.
I want to know if you collectively, individually, made it, when would that date be? Would it be like 2 weeks from now, or?
No.
2 weeks ago.
Okay, so the decision is, so it's ready to go. Let's do it. Great, there should be nothing to hold us back.
One little quarrel and two sweethearts parted. He's sad and lonely and she's broken hearted.
Do you want to either re-examine my question about being ready, or you just want to call it mulligan and do it again? Which one will be? Re-examine it or mulligan? Mulligan. Go for it. Here we go.
One little quarrel and two sweethearts parted. He's sad and lonely and she's broken hearted. Two heads are bowed down in shame. Both think that they are to blame.
It's a very nice song, isn't it? It's pretty pretty. It's an old song, old barbershop song, old song, and then made into a barbershop song. So it's lovely. Just because I never know what I'm going to do until I hear the group, could we have the basses sing as if they hit the melody, and everybody else lulu your parts? So basses, let me just hear how beautiful the song is as if this is the melody.
One little quarrel and two sweethearts parted. He's sad and lonely and she's broken hearted.
Okay, can you guys hear that? There's not too many basses tonight. Can you hear that?
Hardly.
Hardly, okay, sing a little softer, more beautifully, a little softer, and a little, okay? And you guys don't worry about more volume, you only give what you got, but don't, remember we're not basses here, it's just up here, it's melodic. Don't be afraid of a little head tone, it's melodic and beautiful, here we go.
Move the bases down there, over there. Not all these guys are in the practice. Would you move over one more, Peter? Okay, Shandy, yes, good. And Peter, you can find a spot there.
One little quarrel and two sweethearts parted. He's sad and lonely and she's broken hearted.
That's lovely, I think it could be even smoother. Okay, just like he's asking the leads to do. You have permission to do that. You guys really love what you're doing. Let's keep it happening. Here we go.
One little quarrel and two sweethearts parted. He's sad and lonely and she's broken hearted.
Okay, last question. Is she beautiful? Is this girl really beautiful? Can we see on your faces especially, the lower you're singing, she's even more beautiful. Okay, so the lower you are in your voice, the more you have to work at showing us that she is beautiful, okay? Here we go.
One little quarrel and two sweethearts parted. He's sad and lonely and she's broken hearted.
Okay, last time I threw you off because what you thought I was asking you to do was to change where the song was placed at various points in your tessitura, your comfortable singing range. So I think what you heard me say was, do something which means some of the notes are wah and some of them are, and they're actually all lovely. They're in the lovely singing spot. They're not in the, oh, I gotta get there. They're in the lovely singing spot, all of them, okay? Here we go.
One little quarrel and two sweethearts parted. He's sad and lonely and she's broken hearted.
Okay, now we're going to join in. Everybody's going to sing. That's what I need you to be able to hear for a little while, leads and tenors. Tenors are singing marvelously. There's 14 tenors tonight. So you need to still be able to hear that. So we're not going to mess in the sing louder, he wants you to adjust and sense where the basses are. Here we go, all 4 parts. And she's really beautiful.
One little quarrel and 2 sweethearts parted. He's sad and lonely and she's broken hearted.
Okay, now here's the trick. Technically in the barbershop style, you all know this, the basses and leads are normally about the same volume level all the time. Leads, can you move to their level of beauty? I don't want you to sing louder. I want you to move a little more to the level of beauty you hear from them. So migrate towards them. If it turns out to be a little bit more volume, that's fine. But the goal is to be a little more beautiful, to come to where they are. Baritones and tenors, keep doing what you're doing.
George, could you move over to the other side? Here?
I'm missing one.
We have, it's all standing. I know. So Louis, we need you to move back a little bit. Right here. Yeah, that's a good place right there, just to stand it between.
One little quarrel and 2 sweethearts parted.
Okay, he leads a little bit warmer. You have some young lead voices. Yeah, basses do not go to stay with that beautiful timbre. Okay? Yeah, still up in here. You're not going to go to overpower them. You're going to put it in the same place all the time. Here we go.
One little quarrel and 2 sweethearts parted. He's sad and lonely and she's broken hearted. 2 heads are bowed down in shame. Both think that they are to blame.
Wonderful, wonderful. Everybody's going to find. So that's who you are. That's who you can be. Did you notice as you got to the very end, as the leads got excited and they had a little post on the end, suddenly it got a little louder. Volume is a measure of capacity. It's not loudness necessarily. And it starts to come across as loudness if you're not full. Okay? If you sing fully, you can sing louder. But if you sing louder, fully is not going to happen. It's what means louder. It's the brightness of your timbre, your natural bright voices that make it when you turn it on there. So as you hit that little post, one little trick is, as long as, if you're kind of, I know you're holding on to it, if everybody else is moving, that they haven't concluded yet, do not get louder. Okay? I think you could replicate. Could you hear that time how that was dead on? Come on.
One little quarrel and 2 sweethearts parted. He's sad and lonely and she's broken hearted. 2 heads are bowed down in shame. Both think that they are to blame. He calls her up after 1 week of sadness. He murmurs, sweetheart, I can't live alone. I must have you. Maybe you're lonesome too. And the girl answers back on the phone. The chairs in the parlor all miss you. The pictures all frown on the wall. The flowers won't grow, for they seem to know that the sunshine won't come in at all.
Comment about the introduction is actually was a rock song written, but to keep them interested, don't bore us, get to the chorus. So in the introduction, when you start with that second, it seems like it's going to be the same scan, then it gets a little bit different. You need to reset to keep it interesting. It started to seem a little bit formulaic, and then the arrangement changed, that if you can always make, you know what part I'm talking about? Okay. The third time we started to do that, yeah, that's where the difference comes. But you need in the phrase before it to be even more committed to a new thought, even though the notes are the same. And so that's a visual thing. And that's paying attention to the lyric. And next week when we really work on the ballad, we will really look at some lyric stuff. However, nobody on the music team can answer this question. Anybody else can answer the question. When I'm listening to the song, and then we get into the chorus, you know, and we get into the song, and I'm thinking to myself, if I ask what the time signature is on this song, no music team leader is allowed to answer this. What is it? What kind of time is this? 3/4. 3/4 time. 3/4. Okay. I want you to take a risk right now. I'm Charlie's going to shoot you, but I want you to forget the learning tape. And when you get into out of the introduction, I would just like you to once sing it as close as you can to 3/4 time for as long as you can. Just to get a sense that that's the underlying thing that was intended. Because what you've done is you have nailed all the pieces, but we lost the basic underpinning of the 3/4 time. So I want to bring that back. And then after a while you'll get hinting at it. I would really like to see you sing it as long as possible and see what happens.
Just from the church in the park.
Yeah.
Okay.
The chairs in the parlor all miss you, the pictures all frown on the wall, the flowers won't grow, for they seem to know.
Okay, now this is really going to screw you around because I want you to go, the chairs in the parlor all miss you. I want it stressed on the 1, 2, 3. It's going to screw you up. I just want you to do it. It's like a big waltz tempo.
The chairs in the parlor,
The chairs in the table, the bar miss you.
This is Marty, he's the coach, whatever he says, we do.
Okay, wait a minute. Look, I got a badge. I got
the chairs in the parlor all miss you, the pictures all frown on the wall, the flowers won't grow, for they seem to know, and the sunshine won't come in at all.
Okay, now. In your interpretation, you have places where it goes to that, it's intended, okay? But you're not letting them happen. You're not allowing, the rubato parts, that's the, non-formed parts are getting in the way of it just having that slight underlying feel, okay? So now you experience what it would be like if somebody said, we're going to do it like the orchestra would. You just sang it like an orchestra would, okay? Now, and we also, by the way, lost the poetry of the song because of your not really hearing it, okay? So if you can come back, just be aware. That's as far out as you can possibly go and be in 3/4 time. So let's pay homage a bit to 3/4 time as you do your interpretation. And we're probably running out of time. Yeah, I was thinking. It's perfect on that time.
The chairs in the parlor all miss you. The pictures all frown on the wall. The flowers won't grow, for they seem to know, and the sunshine won't come in at all. Our little canary won't sing anymore. The frogs ask me why you don't know. Our whole house is blue, they want you, only you, but I miss you most of all.
Now, you have me at a disadvantage because I have no idea what your interpretive timing plan was. All I know is when it started, I could feel some 3, 4. So I don't know if that's a huge change, what you just did there.
It is.
I'm not asking you to make a huge change, but I'm asking you to be willing to change what needs to be changed in order to let some basic flow happen in the song, and as we go along in coaching, let the poetry of the lyric happen. Rhythmic integrity is critical. It doesn't mean we do it 100% of the time, but being aware of where it is and where it isn't is very important for the performance.
That felt easy.
Now and so it may well be that you can sort of shake that off and say, you know, oh, but you'll always have that experience. So I'm not.
Yeah. Marty, it's the first time you've ever sung a song for the camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you made a decision.
Right now.
It's a more interesting song that way. Then you can change. You can go to rubato after that first 4 phrases.
Yeah.
You know, as it gets more
into
into
what is we intend.
Sure.
Now, sing it like the learning track.
The chairs in the parlor all miss you. The pictures all frown on the wall. The flowers won't grow, for they seem to know, and the sunshine won't come in at all. Our little canary won't sing anymore. The frogs ask me why you don't know. Our whole house is blue, they want you, only you, but I miss you most of all. Just a few hours and troubles are ended. Sunshine and flowers and broken hearts mended. Oh, grace to me at the door, kisses, a score and then more and more. He looks so happy and she looks so thankful. He heard her sweetheart, I've come back to stay. I must have you. Maybe you're lonesome too.
Just what I noticed is the introduction is always third person. Then it becomes first person, and then it's third person, first person. This little bit is first. Okay, so just being aware of where those places are. We were just chatting. Dave said that you notice when they did an all waltz tempo, they were smiling, and it's not that smile that says "I really miss you." It was just "I'm really in love with you." And I'm going to tell you that there's a risk and reward for you for doing this song. Because the song is old and some of the lyrics are a little bit archaic, they're beautiful. Unless you really own it in a beautiful way, and not in a, I'm slashing my wrist because you went off to the front to fight, whatever. Unless you really own this song, it can almost be a parody of barbershop. But it can be beautiful and lovely if you just are really cognizant of these things, cognizant of the rhythm, cognizant of when it's third person, and then she said, and he said, oh my goodness, and then you are the person saying it, and then you're talking about them again. As long as you've got that working for you, you'll keep it interesting. And I'm telling you, lots of barbershop ballads ain't interesting. And barbershoppers, we sit down there and we're writing on the thing, we're giving a score, and we say, oh, I just want to go and say this. Take it easy, boys. Can't do that, you gotta write down this.
I'm a little confused on you keep saying smile through, but the first part of the song isn't a half.
I never said smile through it. No. I said that the lilt of the song, once we got into it, brought, yeah, but that's a, thank you for asking. The lilt brought out a smile, which was a genuine loving smile. And says, I miss you, oh, I miss you, and looking at your picture, I miss you. And then later, maybe she gets a little more angst-ridden, as opposed to the angst. But I'm telling you, there was some physical and visual angst the first time you sang it, because, oh, listen, I really miss you, therefore it's a serious thing.
No, not that. But the instruction is, not necessarily a heard instruction, but the instruction given is that this bemused expression is as far as
that's cool. It's very cool. Yeah.
It never gets any more negative than that.
Because you happen to know that later in the song, he's back and is walking home. It's going to be fine. So by the way, it's lovely, it's beautiful. You do have the nuances. You do understand it. Now is the time to really push. Because if you allow yourselves for, say, 2 more weeks even, to kind of sit there, you'll be stuck at a level you won't be able to go beyond it. Now is the time to be creative. Now is the time next week when we look at it, and I promise not to throw, make you sing in another language or something, but it might be another language, in a sense, if you get my drift, from the way you're used to expressing it. Needs to be a deeper level. And because what you're being challenged to do in terms of your training and your taping of stuff, I mean, why would we do all of that and then allow the finished product not to have a vision of artistry that's a little higher than we've been producing in the past? Let's put this song up so it will, if somebody else comes and sings, at last, da 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 da, somebody would say, I like that at last, but I like that song too. Rather than, at last was wonderful and that song was born. Just make it beautiful on its own. Okay? Cool.
Awesome. Thank you very much. First thing I noticed right off the bat is that being actually in the tempo when we begin doesn't happen. Okay? So please pay close attention to the count off at the beginning.
Every night I used to go draw on Lovick ride. To this day, I do not know what a house looks like inside. Every night that I recall, there would be sweet May with her hat coat on, standing in the hall. Where we go tonight, she'd say, and that's not all. Sweet May had the gimme habit, awful bad. I'm glad I said, hey, by the way, there's something I want to say. Gonna get myself a little red coat, some little red knickers too. Gonna get myself a long white beard when I go. Gonna call on you. You wanna know the reason? Because you seem to think that I'm Santa Claus. Make you sing for real, sweetheart. Made up my mind, gonna rest the part. Don't you be surprised if any old day I drive up in a reindeer sleigh. But don't you worry, dear, won't happen right away, right away. But if you're wondering why I don't call dear, then Santa only comes once a
there are two issues with the song as it sits, regardless of who sings it in the barbershop contest. Number one, because there's two audiences. There's the audience that has never heard the song before, and there are some things missing from the song structurally that help people with songs wrong. What would those be?
A verse?
There's no verse, there's no introduction,
That's right.
or bridge, verse, whatever, right? So it's just, the neat thing about it is it's cute, it's fun, but it's over with, boom. So it's having that level of anticipation and energy right from the get-go and maintained, because you don't have the structure of the song to give you bits and pieces to move along, to develop. Well, right? So
Every night you just go to call me, going tonight, she'd say, and that's not all, so if they have it off that, say, okay? And then we have verse. So that whole thing is a verse.
okay, so
Yeah.
being not a music theorist, I will bow to your greater thing. What I'm saying is, the point is rather, I'm not suggesting we focus on the structure, I'm suggesting you be aware that this song is all about anticipation. That the song is funny, it's goofy. Don't expect it to make a lot of sense. Let it be goofy, let it be funny. But number two, don't let that impact good singing. So how do we have the energy of the good singing when we don't have some of the things structurally we're used to in a song? We're certainly not used to a song, if that's true, that the introduction takes that long. We're not really used to that, right? So that's one thing. From the audience perspective, it's being on top of this thing right from the get-go. Hip, slick, and cool. From the judge's perspective, I'm telling you, the judges do not prejudge any song, but they've heard the song and they know that it's short. So human nature being what it's being, they want to make sure, they're going to start to look what's going on right from the get-go. How are we lining up? How are we tuning? How are we handling everything? How consistent are we? Okay, because they know it's short. They're going to pay attention. What they see is the song's over and done with, right? So it's like a sprint instead of a mile race. That's what I'm getting at. Okay, it's a sprint. Okay, so they're judging a sprint, and so they want to really be clear that this is something that's not just straight off the page. Okay, having said that, you've got a great plan. It's a good amount of visual stuff going on. What I would like to see you do is find a way to do this, the elision singing. Let the visualness flow from the elision of the singing. So when you have moves, when you go to this and to this, that they don't come out of, but they come out of the singing, the smoothness, the drive, and so the songs mirror how you're singing those bits, right? And can you notice the times, especially in the beginning, the moves are kind of, we're jumping, we're over here, we're over there. As we get into the song, and a little bit of an act starts, then it's a little bit cooler. But the bottom line is this is a condensed song for one reason. I can't tell you all the technical reasons why, but it's a condensed song. We've got one shot at it. Okay? So, could we sing it the first time here and just do this maneuver? What's the very first word? Can we just do this maneuver, everybody? Do it like this. Every night I used to go to call on May McBride. To this day I do not know what our house looks like inside. If you have sung and finished that line and your hand is not over here, then you haven't moved your hand fast enough. But if your hand is over here and you're still singing that phrase, that long phrase, then you've moved your hand too fast. Got it? Let's see what happens. We're going to go from here to here. This is just to keep you, and remember, elision, smooth, intense, big face, really exciting, but we should be halfway. And then keep on going.
Every night I used to go to call May McBride.
We're going to start here. We're all going here. We're all going here. We're all going here. Otherwise, we're gonna meet at the pass and have a big ICBC.
Bum, 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 bum. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3.
Every night I used to go to call on May McBride. To this day, I do not know what our house looks like inside.
Great, okay, there's smoothness. Now, some guys are like this. It's like their arm is here and it's like, every night I used to go to call on May McBride. And some guys are, every night I used to go to call on May McBride, like a doorman. Like a greeter, a doorman. Some guys are like this. I want you to be like this guy, not like this guy. So for example, Bert, you're this guy. Oh, magnificent. Separate and have a glass of wine. I want you to be like this guy. Okay, here we go. Every night I used to go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Every night I used to go to call on May McBride. To this day, I do not know what our house looks like inside.
Great, great. And those of you who noticed that your hand got there too fast, next time, do it once more. Make sure your hand isn't too fast. Here we go.
Sing both phrases. 1, 2, 3.
Every night I used to go to call on May McBride. To this day, I do not know what our house looks like inside.
Okay, now I want you to sing that way and put your moves in, but don't stop singing that way. Here we
You have a
go.
good sense of what it feels like to sing that way. Did you? Yeah. Did you? Run it one more time to find out? Let's do it one more time and find out. 1, 2, 3.
Every night I used to go to call on May McBride. To this day, I do not know what our house looks like inside. Every night that I would call, there would be
Great, great.
You got it?
Just got it. I show either you guys are new. It's locus of control. If you had a chair out there, you see me do this. If I try to reach it, I'm going to hurt my back. If the chair's here, you know I can go like this and lift it. So do not get out of your locus of control and everything will be fine. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Every night I used to go to call on May McBride. To this day, I do not know what our house looks like inside.
That's a better path. First of all, the energy in the face was gone that you had with this. Need you to be seeing this while not doing it. Show us that whole thing here. Remember that every move is going to look like it came out of this or out of this, right? So there's like constant sense of motion with a move. Constant sense of a move. Constant sense of motion with a move. Rather than standing and singing and move. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Every night I used to go to call on May McBride. To this day, I do not know what our house looks like inside. Every night that I would call, there would be sweet May.
Great. So, the team, the visual team now has to figure out where in that flow the move starts, because it starts a little bit differently now. There are 3 places, and I saw people, everybody looked like we were doing it with the right kind of intensity, but just a little bit of a staggered start. And the second, and it was incredible, that's the first time I saw you do this in the contest, but this was much closer that when you went like this, it was a move like this, something, and then you went down, that this continued, that that, so I think the team needs to give you a hint sometime, maybe by next week, that each move where it starts. I don't mean driving as if you've never learned it before. None of that. It's not beating people up. It's just cleaning it up now to know when to move from this. This is the yin and yang of, is that what it's called? The taekwondo of barbershop. Tai Chi.
No idea what you're saying.
He's there, don't worry about it.
1, 2, 3.
Every night I used to go to call on May McBride. say, come get myself.
Okay. That's the feel that I think if you want to do, look to the work behind. The difference with this song and the other one is, sometimes songs will score about the same level. And you've got a song you've been singing along, you got the move. Why is it scoring about the same level? Because it starts for you to feel a little tighter. Not for the audience, but for you. Or you're relying on memory things, which are little pillars, but they're little slow down speed bumps in the song. What Charlie worked on before, what we just did there, got rid of speed bumps. And now we're going to add in having the moves match that, right? Your default position, if you're not careful, you could easily by next week be back to doing it plan, 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 rather than sing, 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 plan, sing, 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 plan, sing, sing, right? That's critical. I'm going to ask you to do one other move, but the question.
The question I have is, are you suggesting that we need to change the plan to be
No,
more?
no. It's the execution. It's the execution. It's the segue into moves and out of it. Preparation and all that. There's a move when you guys go out to here. With their hat and coat on. Is that right?
No. Every first one go here, come down, and then it would be
okay, would you go like, would you try it just once? Would you go, there would be sweet May, with her hat and coat on, standing in the hall, where are we going tonight? Rather than doing this one, I want to see what would happen if you stayed there and look out to the audience. It's like you got caught. Let's see what would happen.
Okay.
Every night I used to go to call on Lovick bride.
Sorry, you're slowing down from Charlie's tempo.
Every night I used to go to call on Lovick bride. To this day, I do not know what a house looks like inside. Every night that I would call, there would be sweet May, with her hat and coat on, standing in the hall. Where we go tonight, she'd say, and that song.
Okay. So when you would, I'm not suggesting you stayed there that long, but as soon as you stood there that long, you saw how far it is between that move and this, and the visuality, the control of the body. You need to figure out what you're going to do in between them, because it's just kind of sloppy. So when I froze you there, you realized how long it is to the next move. Barbershoppers generally tend to stand still until something happens. And people on stage and plays and musicals generally move around until something happens. Big difference. Okay, so we need that kind of action. One last time here, would you just snap on the back beat this time? Because that's what's slowing you down. Because you're not feeling.
And also, the use of the quick words in between the phrases is just not happening. Okay? You're falling all over them and adding a beat or a quarter of a beat or a
That's
third
right.
of a beat.
That's right.
So many bars that are kind of between the phrases.
Every night I used to go around and cry. To this day, I do not know what a house looks like inside. Every night that I would call, there would be sweet May, with her hat and coat on, standing in the hall. Where we go tonight, she'd say, and that's not all. Sweet May had gave me habit awful bad. I'm glad I said, hey, by the way, there's something I want to say. Gonna get myself a little red coat with the red fingers too. Gonna get myself a long white beard when I go. Gonna call on you. You wanna know the reason? Because simply that Santa Claus is making things like sweetheart. Made up mind, don't rest apart. Don't be surprised, maybe you'll day. I'd wrap up in a reindeer sleigh. Don't you worry, dear. We'll have it right away, right away. But if wondering why I don't call dear, and Santa only comes once a year. The truth must be spoke. Your true love Santa Claus broke you, saying, true play Santa Claus with you. Your sweet shirt daddy with.
Now,
Time to hang on
the
those little.
stamina that it takes to do that.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of energy.
It's a lot of
But that's how it
energy,
has to be.
but there's so much command in it when you let that work for you, right? So is that, I mean, that just drives the message home. The audience will not be able, the audience will be on the front of their seats. You'll be pulling them forward if you can sing like that.
That was so much cleaner.
Clean, 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 clean.
And you have no time for any of those little honest-grass birds who are trying to get you to stop pronouncing.
I want you to have no time for it, because you're supposed to have no time.
Well, let's sing it like that
And
then.
the other thing is vocally, like for instance in the ballad, it's a little bit harder, but there's a few places where the basses have to get down low, people get, there's no time to kind of grovel around and find a different place. We're going to keep it right here, bing, 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 bing. It's closer to that practice technique you used of singing one chord and singing it straight across. It's very similar. But if you can, that stamina, that would kick ass.
That sounds like you sang that in one breath. That's the audience's perception is, that's over.
The audience will be out of breath and you're going to say, thank you very much.
So when do you put the moves in?
What's that?
When do you put the moves in?
Go ahead, with it.
Do it once.
That's good.
Every night you stroll all on make me cry. And to this day, I do not know what our house looks like inside. Every night that I would call, that there would used to be made. We'll have a standing in the hall where we roll, and that's she'd say. And that's not all. Sweet they had, giving me habit awful bad. I'm glad I said, hey, by the way, there's something that I want to say. Gonna get myself little red rose, little red fingers too. Gonna get myself a long white beard when I go all on you. You wanna know the reason? Because you seem to think that I'm Santa Claus. Make things seem more real, sweetheart. Make up my mind, gonna dress the part. Don't you surprise any old day. I ride up in a reindeer sleigh, but don't you worry, dear. Won't have to ride away, ride away. One can fly, don't call me dear. Remember Santa only comes once a year. The truth must be spoke. Your true love Santa Claus is broke. You say, through like Santa Claus with you. Your sweet sugar have we done with.
So the interesting thing is, the audience will say, those guys were all over the stage. When in fact, you've got set moves. That if you do them without getting yourselves, out of, just clean, 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 smooth, clean, sing, small moves. The other neat thing about it was good in the contest, and then it kind of perked up, the score kind of rises when this bit starts with Santa Claus and all that. The song already is at a higher level before you add in something, that's broader than that. It's already at a higher level of excitement and artistry and energy. And I'll tell you that this is a song that's a great song as a learning song for this technique. Because if you are going to improve and start to say, we want scores that are in the A category down the road, then you need to have material which is at that level. And if you can do it in this song, you can do it in that song. But you just demonstrated you can do it. So on this song, the thing to be thinking about for yourselves before you come to practice next time is that it's smooth, but that backbeat is what drives it. The backbeat is what lets you know it's on. If we go downbeat and slow down all the time, you cannot do this. But you do it 2 or 3 times, the moves start to come in, they'll get cleaner, it's fun. You ought to say, the best compliment you could possibly get is some old-time crock barbershopper like me. Says, I just paid my chorus dues for my 48th time, so you want some guy to say, I think I'll have to sing that in contest. If somebody says that to you, my work is done. It's good.
It was good enough, 77.
Yeah, it's good enough. Now. Very good work, gentlemen. Very good work.
Twice, the leads kept going and the rest of you thought you were going to take a coffee break. And they didn't wait for you.
I was fine.
It was twice it happened. You both had to row in a hurry to get back there. But you got back there, shows you can do it. But just they're not going to wait for you. So just
join the party, boys. That's hard, solid work, man. That's what you need to do. That's the level that they didn't want to aspire to.
And it was phenomenal watching this.
Oh, okay.
This is unbelievable.
Okay, can I just have a word with
Go ahead.
We're in the break. We're in the break. Okay, so here's the deal. Marty's here this week, and Marty will be here next week, and